Hello, my lovely friends. It's Marta from Drop of Sunshine. Welcome back. I've been missing you a lot, my friends. But now, once we fight off the COVID, I am bouncing back to recording and editing the videos. So finally, I think I will be able to catch up with everything and post more regularly. I had a little bit different idea to post the video, but I went to the craft world and I had absolutely amazing surprise over there. One of my friends, Lynn, who you may know, I hope I'm saying it right. Her handle is Linzina. She created two beautiful and amazing cards, and she was playing up with some of my free papers, and she also used up those yellowish bluish color flower composition which I was showing you at the beginning. And I just thought, oh, I love these flowers so much, I just want to play with them. In my today's card, I am using up all the scrap papers I had. They've been lying around on my desk, so I've decided, and this is my problem. I'm not sure if this is relatable to you, my friends, as well, but I'm always trying to save every single scrap of the paper. I'll be just like, oh, I'm gonna use it later, I'm gonna use it later, and then my scrap collection is just wild, it's just outgrown, and it's just it's gonna be creating another crafting area just with the scraps. So I've decided I want to be a little bit more like, self-aware and create a lot more creation using up those scraps pieces I have. So that's why I have this idea that I want to use up those papers, because some of them, they've been lying in my drawers for actually I don't even know how many years. Here I have this blue piece of the paper which coming from my Box of Sunshine collection. And here's a little tip for you, my friends. Whenever you creating those borders, please remember that if you have some text, some words, some sentiments on the paper which will indicate it top and bottom part of the, like, on the paper, make sure that the left border you actually turn it upside down before the punching, because I did it plenty time. I create the lovely borders, and then once I'm gluing it down, I'm realizing, oh sugar, one of part of the strip is actually with the font upside down. So this is just a tip for you to remember, that if you're using any like paper which have some text, then if it's like this up and bottom side of the text, you can indicate how the paper should go. Make sure you're gonna twist one of those borders. Now here for the rectangle part, I'm using the double-sided tape and some drop of the liquid glue. Of course, my glue bottle always dry up because I'm keep forgetting to close it down, but it's very easy. I've just pulled out this a bit of the dry glue from the top, and this is the regular PVA glue I'm using. I'm buying the large bottle of the glue from Craft Stash, and I am switching between two bottles which I am filling up constantly, and I just love it. It works really well for me every single time. The card base I'm using, this is a ready-made card bases. They are 6x6. I think they're coming from the UK Craft company. I will give you a link down below. They really handy and also very inexpensive. And before, my friends, for many years, I will tell you that I was creating my own card bases. I was like, no, I'm not gonna be spending those money, and I'll be creating my own card bases. But now I think the more cards I am making, I convince myself that it's so much easier to have a couple of those card bases. I'm still doing my own card bases for any like a odd shape cards or like a big 8x8 cards. These ones I'm making on my own, but for other like DL, I'm still doing them from A4 size cardstock. But all the other 5x7 or 6x6, I like to buy a couple packets of them and just keep them handy, because I've noticed that I'm crafting a lot more having those bases. Or if you don't want to buy the card bases, you can always like sit down one afternoon, create yourself a bulk of the cards, like 10 or something, just score them, cut them to the size if you need them, and this really comes handy whenever you have a little time or you just want to creating some quick project. That's really speeding up your time making. The only advantage of buying this ready-made card sets, they are coming with the envelope, so you already have the ready-made envelope to pack the card. Here, this is a very old die set. They're coming from the Spellbinder. I think they are fancy tax number 2. I don't want to lie, but I think that's the name of the set. But oh gosh, they are like 10 years old or something, or probably maybe like 9 or 8, something like that. I have them for such a long time, and I'm not sure if they still even produce this little die cutting machine. This is something I've bought on the auction, and this is a Spellbinder Sapphire machine, but there is so many other like little machines you can look up for use one, or you can buy them on the online store because they are really inexpensive, and I like to have this little machine on my desk. I don't have a much space, so I'm keeping my bigger big shot machine to the side, and I'm not always bringing it over to my desk. Like I will turn around if I need to cut something bigger, but for any other like small cutting, I'm just using this quick little machine. And another advantage of having this machine, I've paid for it. I think it was like 10 or 15 pound. I know that the new one they cost around 20 or 30 pound, so it's not really as big as investment as buying a proper die cutting machine, but they're coming handy whenever you travel, and if you're like me, you like travel on the go, or sometimes if I have a long shift at work, I can take this little machine with me and cut some like flowers or something with me. So that's really handy, and I like to have it. Here I have a couple of the alphabets, and this is how I store my die. I am storing them on this magnet sheets, and I have them on the piece of the cardboard. This is actually the what they call it, the beer mat, the cardboard. So this is like a compressed cardboard, but it's very lightweight and sturdy at the same time. I like to keep them on those sturdy bases because this way the magnetic sheets, they're not like, you know, wiggling, so there's less chances of the dice to coming off. And so I've cut myself 2 of those fancy labels, and also a little circle with this aperture element. I think that's the name. And then the sentiments I have for this card, these are also the free papers, which I think I was releasing when I had 1 year anniversary of my free design. So I've made a redesign of this autumn collection, and then there was some paper with some sentiments. But all the elements, everything you will find on my Drop of Sunshine, either on the Craft World page or on my Buy Me a Coffee page, where you will find all the free downloadable files as well. Lastly, to give it a little bit more a vintage look, I also decided to go over the edges of those white element with my finger dabber, and I used some brown color ink just to enhance the borders a teeny tiny bit. And now I am gluing my sentiments in the middle of these fancy tags, just so they will be looking much nicer. The white color behind the sentiment will help it to pop up from the card, because my paper is blue and the sentiment is bluish color, so if I wouldn't add the white paper, they would be just melting down with the background. So for the sentiments, I am using a drop of the foam tape. I'm actually doubling it up because the foam tape I'm using, it's a 1mm, so whenever I want to have a little extra dimension, I am just folding the foam 2 or 3 times to give it a little bit more bulkiness. But the card will still be flat, it will go through the mail nicely, so there's nothing I have to worry about. The only one thing I'm recommending you, whenever you're using the tape, also use a drop of the liquid glue, because those tapes, they tend to dry with the time, so that drop of glue will secure it and seal it forever. Last thing, I am just working on my flower composition, and here are the flowers I was telling you about at the beginning my friend Lynn used, and I've decided, oh, I just want to play with them back again because it's been some time I haven't been used those paper. So I hope you enjoy my today's inspiration. This is just a quick card, something, play up with the scraps and some old dice and punch I had. So make sure to use up all of your crafty supplies, because we are always looking to buy a new one, but there's plenty of the beautiful things we already have in our studio, and why not play with these? I'm sending you all my hugs and love, and thank you so much for being here, for watching, for subscribing to my YouTube channel. This is a huge help. So thank you so much. I love you all, and I'll see you shortly. Bye bye.